Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Royal Instinct. Today we're going to be watching a video about how to get ahead of 95% of people, I believe it's called. Let's say 5 habits that will fix 93% of your problems. That's a fucking big claim because there's a lot of problems in the world, but we'll see if this guy's got anything good to say. Let's see what he's got.
Have you ever rolled out of bed one morning and for whatever reason you just kind of felt blah? Like you're not sick and there's nothing wrong per se, but you feel kind of drained and unmotivated, like you don't really feel like doing anything. And as you sit there observing this kind of blah feeling, you realize
You have to realize is all of humanity probably wakes up feeling that blah, right? Because there's very rare small percentage of people in the world that actually do what they love. Um, what I advocate for is to become a subject matter expert in your chosen field. So what you do is you find what you're good at, what you're passionate about, and it can be a mixture of the two, and you dedicate, you know, a substantial amount of working hours on your hobby, right? You might have a job on the side, but you focus on this as your hobby. But it won't feel like fucking work because you will enjoy every minute that you spend on this side project, okay? And you do this for 12 months, spend a couple hours a day, however much you can. I reckon you're going to end up working a lot on this because you'll love it. All of a sudden, you won't feel like when you wake up in the morning. You'll feel energized, you'll feel enthusiastic. You know, I kind of I had a period just before Christmas where I kind of felt like, you know, what's the point? What's the meaning? What am I doing? What am I trying to accomplish? You know, I felt down, I felt depressed. And I was like, I want to be the type of person that jumps out of bed enthusiastically every morning, like, all right, let's go. Let's go achieve something. All right. I was kind of envious of those types of people who have that ability to just jump out and, you know, just start doing shit, right? And I watched a bunch of David Goggins, all these productivity people, and they're like, "Oh, discipline, discipline." I'm like, yeah, that shit doesn't work for me. I'm like, how do I do this effortlessly? And I was like, yeah, you gotta do something that you love. Okay, you gotta, and you know, for me, that's helping people and teaching people. Um, that's what I'm really passionate about. You know, like if I can help someone, if I can teach something worthwhile to someone, that makes me feel good. That's what gets me up in the morning. That's what I try to do with these videos, trying to help as many people as I can. And I want you the same thing for you. I want you to figure out what is it that you're interested in, what is it that you can accomplish in this world, you know, and whether that is become a subject matter expert in that field, become someone who's knowledgeable about whatever you're passionate about, become the main authority in your industry, in your chosen field. Um, so people come to you, look to you for guidance. You'll be the leader. You'll have a following. People will want to work with you, want to network with you. They'll give you business opportunities, financial opportunities, and you have the best friends because you'll be building a kingdom alongside me. You'll be friends with other kings, and the most beautiful women would want to date you at that point. So it's you have to do something that makes you want to jump out of bed every morning. Fuck this discipline shit. Right, focus on something where you can't help but work, and that way you'll be able to outwork everyone else. All right. Yeah, it sounds quite cliche, but I don't think people I don't think people know how to find your passion. And that's what I help people with. I help them discover what they really want to do with their lives, and we'll get down to it and make sure that they build a kingdom and become a king of the.
that you've kind of felt this way for a few weeks now. Tired, lethargic, apathetic, and it's
Yeah, if you're doing something that you love, you won't feel tired and apathetic. You'll actually feel the opposite. You'll feel energized and rejuvenated all the time.
It's frustrating because you can think back and you're like, man, I was crushing it last month. I was focused, I was energized, I was productive. And then
And the reason why you feel like this is because society is built, right? They've isolated people. People are more lonely than ever. People feel like they don't really have any more friends. They're lonely because the way society is built is we all live in our individual countries. We all live on Earth, but we exist only on the internet. Okay, and what I mean by that is we're going from reality to virtual reality, which is the internet. You know, people interact via social media. So if you don't have a social media presence, if you even if you've got a fucking profile, but you're not visible on people's feeds, as sad as it sounds, it's like you're not actually visible to people, and that's what the elites want. They want to divide and conquer. They want you to be isolated because it makes you weak. There's a few people that are watching this, and they're the type of people that I'm looking for, where they know they can do better. They are true leaders. They want to live fulfilled lives. You know, they want to be subject matter experts in their chosen fields. You need to build fame. You know, that's when all the opportunities come your way. Um, and you know, if you want to date the best looking women, if you want to not feel depressed when you wake up, you know, if you don't want to succumb to the WEF's wicked plan of, you know, owning nothing and still being happy, then I suggest you build your own kingdom. You become a subject matter expert where you are the authority, and rule the world as you deserve to be, alongside kings such as myself.
one day you woke up and everything was different. You didn't even realize it at first, but your mojo just kind of up and disappeared. Now, if you've ever felt this way, don't worry. This is completely normal. We all
It's normal in the sense that that's how most people feel in the world, but it shouldn't be normal, right? Like the type of people that I'm looking for, or the people that I work with, they ain't normal people. They're people who know that they deserve better, that they're of royal descent. They want to build a life where every day's a joy, every day's a party. Life's too short, man, to be fucking depressed and to not enjoy it, right? Become a subject matter expert, become someone that's worth knowing, someone of value, build your kingdom, and just enjoy the remaining years of your life.
experience these highs, these lows, because that's just how life is. Half the time you're going to feel above average, and half the time you're going to feel below average. That's
Like that. You know, me and my crew, you know, we're above average 100% of the time, being a below average life and being depressed.
how averages work. The trick is to simply recognize when you've been spending too many days in a row falling below average.
Most people, you know, they ain't gonna listen to a video like this, because from what I'm saying is too crazy to even imagine that they could have their own kingdom, that they could be famous, that they could have all the opportunities that the elites have. It's too far out of their reality. I would love to help people like that, but you can't. You can't help people that would rather choose to be blind. And you saw it during 2020, the craziness when everyone just decided to stick the needles in their arm. You know, like how many people do you know who didn't take the, you know, the old injection? Like everyone took it. Like everyone I knew took it, and the people were fighting with me to take it. I was like, nah, fuck off. And who was right in the end? Like, you didn't need to take it. Who knows what risks were associated with it? What happened to you because you took it? You know, what health repercussions you will have further down the line. It's just not worth it. If you want to be autonomous, if you want to be a king, if you want to be building your kingdom, you know, you got to seek out other kings such as myself, work together, build a network, build an alliance where we help each other, and together we'll rule the world.
That way you can quickly take action to reverse the trend. And if you make a habit of this, then in time, your baseline of how often you feel good, it starts to increase. And now what
How do you know your baseline will increase? Like if you're just depressed, like most people, if they're depressed after repetitive days, they just end up being stuck there.
constitutes a bad day would have qualified as a good day only a few years ago. This is what we call the chaotic path of improvement, and we're all on it. Now, I've personally fallen into a whole lot.
Look, you're gonna have to fail your way to success, right? You're gonna have to keep trying, but it doesn't need to be chaotic, right? You need to figure out what you can control in your own head, and what that means is in your own head, you can only control what you do, right? Therefore, you have to exert your will onto the world. You're gonna have to figure out what works for you, okay? What you're interested in, come up with your own solutions, and test them in the real world, and that's how you become an expert.
Ruts over the years. And what I've found is that to get out of them and get my baseline trending back up, it doesn't require me to do anything crazy. I don't need to take massive action. Usually I need to.
Yeah, most self help advice will tell you to take massive action to radically change your life. So it's like most people won't, right? Because you have to understand everyone's fucking different, right? Everyone's got something unique, and you got to figure out ways for you and imprint that onto the world. There's only a few people who have the power, the capabilities, the leadership abilities, the vision to do it. Most people, we're 11 minutes into the video, would have, if this doesn't resonate with them, they would have switched off. I'm looking for 100 people who, 100 kings who alongside me will build their kingdoms, and together, you know, if you have 100 kings, man, like you literally ruin the world at that stage.
Recommit myself to 5 small habits, which I'm going to share with you in this video. The first is to define winning the day. I want you to imagine
Winning the day. This is his fucking solution. It's like if you're battling just with the day, that's 365 battles that you're doing. Right? You only gotta battle one thing, which is become famous. And repetitively, you gotta talk about what you're passionate about, the subject that you're an expert in. Every day you're learning. Right? Couldn't you make a summary video of each day that you're learning something and put it online, like a 5-minute thing? Oh, by the way, I read this book, this chapter, and I had this epiphany in it. Once you're sharing that, you're sharing something that you've interpreted. Now you become a teacher, right? Do this consecutively, you now become the authority on that subject, right? People rather listen to you, what you have to say, because they trust your guidance, your ability to interpret information. All of a sudden, you're the subject matter expert.
that you sit down to play a game for the first time. Your friend, he tells you all the rules, he explains how the pieces move, and maybe even shares some basic strategy. But if he leaves out one piece of vital information, then none of it actually helps.
See, most people are fucking scared to miss out on one piece of information, right? Like, you got to test your theory in the real world, get feedback, and then you'll be able to correct your theory. But most people are too scared to do it, right? And the framework I use with my clients is we're just testing this, all right? We're willing to fail our way to success. It's like Thomas Edison, you know, someone asked him, you've tried to make a light bulb 10,000 times. And he's like, well, that's 10,000 ways of not making a light bulb. And he keeps going until he makes it. Do you get what I mean? That's the attitude that you need to be successful in life.
So what is that one thing that you need to know in order to play any game effectively? It's this. You got to know how to actually win the game. Like, is it the person with the most points, the fewest points, or is it the person who completes?
See, the game that we're playing right now is the game of social status. And to win it, you need a following of people. You need to become famous. You need to be visible on the platform, which is the internet, right? Whether that's TikTok, social, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, right? The next thing, metaverse, is that they're going to create. You need to be visible. How do you become visible? You can show your arsehole on OnlyFans if you want, go down that way, show your cock and balls, show your tits, whatever it is, right? But no one respects that. Okay, so you also want to be a person that commands respect. Okay, how do you do that? You need to become a subject matter expert in something, right? What do you become a subject matter expert in? Pick something that you're really passionate about, that you're always somewhat knowledgeable about, and really dive deep into that subject and share your findings, your interpretations, your research into that field. Along the way, you'll build a following. You become the point of authority in that subject, and then people will turn to you for guidance, for leadership. Next thing you know, you've got a following. You now have status. Business opportunities come your way because you're someone who's got status. You make more money, you make more social connections, networking opportunities, and you date the hottest women in the world.
It's the level the fastest. I mean, you would play golf very differently if you thought the goal was to get through all 18 holes as quickly as possible, right? That might actually make it fun. Now, the truth is, if you don't know how winning is determined, then it doesn't really matter what you do, how smart you are, how creative or hardworking you are. Ultimately, your strategies, they're useless. And whether or not you actually win the game is going to be determined by blind luck. Now, it's pretty obvious to see why this is not.
Most people that you see that are successful right now, right? You might think, oh, these people got thousands of followers. I can never compete. They got there just because they were the first people to get there. They aren't actually true subject matter experts. See, the next phase of evolution is going to be driven by those people who are able to use their brains and dive deep into a single subject and become an expert at it. That's how you build authority. And that's what I want for you. If you want to build a kingdom, you need to become an authority in something that interests you, that's something that doesn't feel like work to you. And that is the only productivity hack you ever need. Become a subject matter expert in something that you're willing to research on for as many hours as it takes, and it doesn't tire you out.
A good strategy in the context of a game, but this is exactly how most people are playing the game of life. Most just never stop to define what winning the day actually looks like, and as a result, they go through the motions, just
fuck winning the day, win life.
Hoping they get lucky and somehow they stumble into a win. But that's
I bet you this guy got lucky. I bet he just was one of the first people on YouTube to start making some videos, and they thought, "Oh yeah, I'll watch this guy." And he comes up with these stupid videos like 5 habits to get ahead. And as you can see, this is just shit advice so far.
generally not what ends up happening. Here's what does. Since you don't have a clear idea of what winning looks like, you go through life always feeling like you're losing because there's always more that could.
Everyone knows what winning looks like. Everyone knows what winning feels like. It's just, have you done enough of it? Right. If you have a following, if you had people watching your content, if you were the expert in your field, getting invited onto Joe Rogan to share your knowledge on whatever subject that you're interested in, wouldn't you feel like you're winning in life? That's why you have to become famous. It's the only way to survive the next phase of evolution.
Could be done. And this leads most people to experience a state of perpetual low-grade discontent and frustration. They never get that euphoric high that comes from winning the championship game. Not only does that suck, but it's entirely avoidable. So if you want to get off this treadmill of psychic discontent, then just take 10 minutes every morning to chalk the field and define for yourself, what does winning that day look like?
Every day, you need to be working towards your goal of becoming a subject matter expert. If you do that, everything else comes. Look at Einstein. He didn't focus on being the most famous scientist. He focused on his research. And everything came from that. Any professional athlete, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, LeBron James, whoever the fuck you want to choose. They focus on their craft, and then the success came later. Right? Any of these people that Joe Rogan has on his podcast, they focus on the craft, and the success comes later. Okay, apart from Brendan Sharp. So you need to focus on whatever you're passionate about, work at it, and then I can help you monetize it, how to market it, how to become famous off it. But you need to put in the work. If you want to work with me, you can reach me at royalinstinct.com. We can work together, figure out what your passion is, what you'll be good at, and I'll help you build your kingdom alongside my kingdom as we expand the territory, as we conquer the world, as we say fuck you to the World Economic Forum. Um, they want us locked up. They don't want us to rise up. You know, they want humanity to end, to not prosper. I want you to help the next phase of humanity. You know, AI is coming. They're going to take all the jobs. You know, virtual reality is coming. You know, we're going to have to leave the house. You know, people are not going to be meeting each other. People are not going to procreate. People are not going to have sex. People are going to live miserable lives online. You know what I mean? You need to use those tools to make sure that you're building a kingdom for yourself, to make sure that you are living a prosperous life. And then me and you and 98 other kings will build our kingdoms. We'll network with each other, we'll help each other, and we'll take over the world. We are destined to become the next phase of humanity.
Get clear about what it is you want to accomplish, and perhaps more importantly, how you want to accomplish it. And here's a pro tip. Make the game easy to win. If you go above and beyond, that's great, but it's more important to just get positive momentum moving in the right direction. When you do that, you get to the end of your day on a high note, and this gets you excited to tackle the next day.
You need to be moving progressively towards your goal, okay? And then, like most people, what he's saying is partially correct, but he doesn't know how to explain it properly, and most people will interpret it the wrong way. If people listen to me, they know that they need to be building their fame, that they need to build a status, right? That they need to become someone who looks and is someone who's important, that other people want to work with. That's how you get the best opportunities in life, okay? And that's how you start getting excited about life, living the best life, jumping out of bed, because you cannot wait to see what the day has to offer.
Which creates a virtuous cycle of success. Now, in our next habit, I'm going to share with you a super simple trick for initiating that virtuous cycle. And to do that, all you have to do is wake up when you said you would.
That's his advice. Wake up when you said you would. Just set it fucking like look, if you're passionate about something, right? Like I want you to imagine you've booked a holiday. You're gonna go to, I don't know, let's say fucking Mexico. Yeah, Mexico is a good place. I've been there. Cancun. Cancun's a great place, great party place. And your flight is 6 o'clock in the morning, which means you have to wake up at 4 a.m., actually 3 a.m., leave your house by 4 to get there by 4:05 and check in, right? And catch your flight. You have to be at the airport by 6 a.m. Let's just say that. You wake up at 3. I've noticed that every time I'm going on a flight, like, I have no problem waking up, right? But if it was something boring I had to do that day, like, I would never want to leave my bed. Right. And I'm sure you feel the same way, right? And then you wonder, oh, why do I procrastinate? Why is it so hard for me to wake up in the morning? You know, because you're not doing something that you enjoy, right? A trip to Mexico will be enjoyable, right? Like, I would go on it tomorrow if I had to. I would not even go to sleep. I would need sleep. I'll sleep on the fucking plane, get drunk. Um, you need to find something that you're interested in, something that you're passionate about, and use that momentum to make sure that you wake up before your alarm ever sets. Your alarm should be like a failsafe. It's like, in case I don't wake up by 7 a.m., I'll wake up.
So much of success in life is just maintaining momentum in the right direction. which is why it's so important that you start the day with positive momentum. And the easiest way you can do that is by giving yourself an easy win before you even get out of bed in the morning. In that moment when you're
This guy loves his easy wins. It's like life's not about easy wins. Life's about doing something that you enjoy. So winning just is a byproduct of you being you, right? Like real winners, they're not seeking wins. Winning is just a byproduct of who they are. And that's what I want for you. That's why you are a king. That's why you are of royal descent. You deserve to build a kingdom, right? Me and my friends, we're all kings, right? And I want you to join us, be by our side, and build your kingdom together.
alarm has just gone off and you're groggy, you're half asleep, and you're faced with one of the most important decisions of the entire day. Will you do as you said you would, hit the alarm, and get up?
If you're living a life where you're not enjoying yourself, it's like, of course you're going to let yourself down. Because your higher self knows, it's like, I don't deserve to do this shit. Do you know what I mean? Imagine going to an office and doing a fucking spreadsheet. I've done that, by the way. I used to work for, I don't know if I can say it, but I used to work for some of the biggest companies, some biggest banks in the world, JP Morgan, Barclays, etc. And yeah, man, like imagine your whole purpose in life is to wake up and go to a fucking office just to enter a spreadsheet. Like, of course you don't feel motivated to get up, no matter what they pay you.
Or are you going to break the promise you made to yourself and hit snooze? Now I get it, this might seem like a small decision, and you're probably thinking, what's the big deal, Anthony? Another 5 minutes isn't really going to change anything. And to that I say yes. Yes, it will. It changes the most important thing.
It makes you a fucking loser if you snooze. Do you know what I mean? Like you want to pick something that you want to make sure you never snooze. I understand people snooze. You know what I mean? Like, I used to be one of those people until I found something that I enjoyed doing, that never felt like right now. Every waking minute feels like amazing to me because I'm productive. I'm doing something that I'm passionate about. I'm doing something that I love, and I want the same for you, right? Become the king that you were destined to be. I'm going to move this video forward to get to the other habits because it's boring me a little bit.
And one of the things I love most about science fiction is how every story revolves around.
Of course, he loves science fiction. He's a fucking geek.
Around a hero doing something incredible. Luke Skywalker blows up the Death Star. Frodo treks across Mordor to drop the ring in a volcano.
Yeah, and you were supposed to build your kingdom.
Katniss Everdeen goes full Rambo mode on a bunch of teenagers to save her sister against impossible odds. Our lives, by comparison, are dominated by to-do lists filled with things like go grocery shopping.
If you're a king, you will never have to do grocery shopping ever in your life again. You would get one of your assistants, one of your servants to do it for you. Isn't that the life you fucking want? Isn't that the life you deserve? Become a king.
Or walk the dog, or pay the bills. As a result, this can start to make you feel like you're the hero of a really lame story. Now, I've discovered something pretty incredible recently. We can make things feel more or less epic simply by the words we use to describe it. For instance, if you want to motivate a child to do something they wouldn't normally want to do, you've just got to reframe it as an adventure. So instead of
instead of pretending it's an adventure and reframing shit, right? Like, make your life an adventure. Do you get what I mean? Start your journey to building your kingdom. I'm not going to listen to this guy anymore. I think he's wasted our time long enough. But let me give you the advice that you need. You don't need to watch fucking YouTube videos to give you the 5 tips to get ahead of people. Right? We live in the social media world. We're all moving to virtual reality. We're all going to live on the internet, right? Even though if you live in America, if you live in Russia, if you live in Germany, wherever the fuck you are, America. Is that already? Probably. Canada. Wherever the fuck you live, right? It doesn't matter, right? Because we exist on the internet, right? Think about Where are you right now watching this? Right. I'm here in England. I'm in London. Right. You're probably north of England, Scotland, France, Germany, Spain, America, Canada, Brazil, wherever the fuck you are, right? We're watching this in the country of the internet, right? And I know you understand this concept, so stay with me. Remember when you were at school and you had the popular kids, all right? And everyone kind of knew who the popular kids were because all the girls in the popular crew were hot, all the guys were playing some sort of sports, the parents were well off, rich. They had something to flex, they had something to show off. Um, Maybe they had talents, but people knew them, whatever. Maybe they were funny, but they were well known at your school, and you need to become well known on the internet, all right? And you don't need 100,000 followers, okay? Like I'm talking about, if you could amass a following of a couple thousand people, all right, quality people, right, that have your back, right, that see you as a leader, as a thought leader, as a king, right? You'll then be able to make a lot of money, right? You'll be living a positive, happy life. You'll be building your kingdom where women will line up to become your queen because they see you as a king that you are. Okay. That's the type of people that I want to hang around with. I don't know about you. Don't you want to be friends with quality people? Right. I'm only friends with kings. Right. If you are a king or a king in waiting, right, reach out, talk to me. Let's see if we can help each other. Um, and how can I help you build your kingdom? Right. Live a fulfilled life. And together we'll take on the WEF in their plan to take away people's resources to make sure that they never succeed. So at least our loved ones, our fans, our followers, um, will have positive leaders like me and you to lead them to a happy, successful life. If this is something that sounds interesting to you, reach out to me and let's see what we can do together. But I think that's it for now. I can't be asked to listen to this guy. He had fuck all to say. So peace.